Absolutely beautiful day out here in CNY, and I feel like I definitely should be snowmobiling, but I went out snowmobiling last night and I got some work to do on that before I go back out. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about the life cycle of a cow. A lot of animal rights activists and vegans tell farmers that cows are abused, raped, slaughtered, but I'll show you a little bit about the life cycle of a cow and the animal welfare that we go through on our farm. Anytime you see in my video that a cow is yelling, looks uncomfortable, then that means that they're not content. A content cow is usually quiet, chewing their cud, walking around, or laying down. They just look like they're happy. I don't really need to explain cow comfort in this regard because I feel like it's kind of self-explanatory when you see that the cows aren't in distress. This cycle of the life cycle of a cow is pretty easy to misinterpret. They are not working 24/7. They have a lot of downtime. They're only in the parlor for 30 to 45 minutes a day, depending on what farm you go to. Before you say that our cows are abused, mistreated, and overworked, take a look at this video and tell me if they're not content, because it's really easy to see that cows are just living their best lives, just like me and you. We're backing it up right now to the first stage of a cow's life, which of course starts in the maternity pen. I've shown you this pen time and time again, and it is a full-length pen all the way down, and this is where all of our babies are born. So of course, that's where the baby's life starts, right in here. Aww. I can even tell right here, this mama is about to calve. That means that we're gonna have a baby plop right down into that straw. In the winter months, the calves are brought from this barn, and then they are brought all the way over to this box. Little babies are gonna be cold if they're not kept in a controlled environment with higher temperatures. The babies are brought into these boxes. Hey, buddy. So as you can see, this little fella just made his grand entrance, and he will be going to our next stop, which is the calf barn. This is where the babies are brought in their first stages of life. Hey, buddy. You don't need next. Okay, so the next part would be a little difficult to show you, as you know, they are moved into group housing over there, but then after that, our heifer calves are moved to a heifer grower in Alba, New York, where they're housed there for 2 years. They get pregnant there, and then they come back to the barn that we're gonna head to next. We choose to do a heifer grower, although it is really expensive, instead of housing them here in our facility, because we just don't have the barns here for it. It's a very crucial time of a cow's life in their heifer years, because they are getting pregnant for the first time, they have a whole new diet, and so on and so forth. Okay, we have arrived to the dry cow barn. Okay, so we're here in the dry cow barn. The dry cow, by definition, a cow that is not producing milk right now. When our cows are dried off, they are put in this side over here, and they do have outdoor access. You can't really see that. There you go. They have outdoor access to a lot of space. They don't have any jobs, and they kind of just hang out here for 2 months before they have their babies. Pretty good life. They agree. After they are in this pen, they'll be moved to this pen. And this is close-up dry. The close-up dry pen is where they're about to pop. So they pretty much are just still chilling until they calve. And these girls are also very content, as you can tell. These ones, I would say, are the biggest troublemakers because they've just been doing nothing. They really don't have anything better to do than cause trouble. This is the dry cows outdoor spot where they can hang out, be in the sun. Well, folks, we've made it full circle because after they're in the close-up dry pen, they're moved up to the maternity pen where they're born. And I just realized that they literally come full circle into the pen where they're born. Anyways, they have their baby in the maternity pen, and then they move over to the fresh cow pen. And the fresh cow pen basically just means that they're going to be watched a little closer. They are producing a lot of milk. Here are the newly calved women. They are just chilling in here. Their pens are bedded with sand, as you can see. This is my girl Ralphie. I remember feeding her when she was a calf in 2016, so she's a 4-year-old cow. 4. Congratulations, buddy. Also, if you didn't know, all of our cows on our farm have names. This one right here is Chocolate. Got Ralphie right here, Go-Go, April back there. I would not be able to remember all of the names, but their names are written on their tags, so yeah. Okay, the mom has had her baby. Then when she graduates the fresh cow pen, we enter the freestall. And the freestall basically means she's just like one with the squad. She is making milk that is going into the bulk tank. What? Oh, it's Leopard. Hey, buddy. I pretty much see cows when they're older, and I remember feeding them like 5 years ago when I was like 13. Kind of cool to see, not gonna lie. Like this one is Lori, and she always used to knock her bucket out of the pen. Yeah, that kind of concludes our life cycle of a cow, and it kind of just starts all over. When she gets pregnant again, she'll go back into the dry cow pen, then back into the fresh cow pen, then back into the freestall. So she's never just in the same place working her entire life, because in the dry cow pen, they do get that 2-month vacation, which I wish I had. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and I'll try to bust out some more vids.